So I finally got done with the new 8-part Resident Evil live action series on Netflix. And I have to say, it wasn't much of an adaptation from the video games whatsoever. What a big surprise. When it comes to Resident Evil franchise, it seems like they can't give the justice that Resident Evil fans deserve. The story is told within 2 different timelines, the past and the future. The past focuses more on Albert Wesker and his 2 daughters, Jade and Billy, and they just moved to a place called New Raccoon City. Within this timeline, a lot of drama and mystery unfolds, and honestly, it's the only thing that kept me going within the series. And unfortunately, the future timeline was uninteresting, focusing more on Jade running from the Umbrella Corporation and trying to find a way to coexist with zombies, with a few laughable head-scratching moments. Also, the future timeline was all over the place with no real sense of direction in the plot. It felt like it was rushed. Lance Reddick as Albert Wesker really saved my interest within the show. There was a scene where he had to take care of a school problem for one of his daughters, and he played that so well. You could feel his presence as the character Albert Wesker. By the end of the season, he really won me over as an actor who can really play as a new Albert Wesker, and I would really like to see him in a better written series. Also, the comedy in this show was another mishit for me. A lot of it just didn't work, especially Baxton, who seemed to be the comic relief character within this show. His jokes just didn't land for me. He wasn't that funny. There was one particular scene that is now firmly embedded into my memory as the worst scene in Resident. What's going on right now? Is this Resident Evil? Hey, is this Resident Evil? I don't think I'm watching Resident Evil. I think you had me watching something else. This is? No way, dude. I just saw a bad Broadway show. Oh my god, why did they have that for the trailer? I would have made sure I didn't go see this. Out of all the bad comedic dialogue and scenes, there is one comedic character I did enjoy, and that was Bert. And I won't spoil any more of that character. A lot of his stuff, and it's probably the high point of all the comedic stuff that goes on within the show. So unfortunately, the writing was pretty weak. The show barely had any connections with the actual Resident Evil video game, other than them referencing the 90s timeline from the video game. Other than that, it's pretty much just a generic zombie show, but in no way or form does a teenage drama have anything to do with Resident Evil. But the show tries to act like a direct sequel to Resident Evil, which makes everything so much worse. Honestly, if the show didn't have the Umbrella Corporation and a few famous Resident Evil undead monsters, they could have sold this as just another zombie show. But even then, there's a lot of zombie shows on Netflix right now that you can watch other than Resident Evil that are just way better. So before I get into my final score of the Netflix's new series Resident Evil, I would like to remind you guys, if you enjoyed this video so far, please hit that sub button right down here. It will help me, an upcoming content creator, provide you guys with better content in the future. So the Netflix Resident Evil series is below average TV at best. With the poor writing, especially within the future timeline, really hindered a lot of the show. I was mainly bored when watching the future timeline, unfortunately. And for the past timeline, the teenage family drama had no place to really be in Resident Evil. Even though the past timeline had more interesting character developments, especially for Lance Reddick, who played Albert Wesker, if it wasn't for him and the mystery surrounding the past timeline, I don't know if I would have kept watching the show after episode 2. Some of the mystery didn't even get answered within the first season, which felt like you were being built up for a big reveal on why everything is the way it is within the future, and it just left you wondering, which was super disappointing. So I would have to give Netflix's brand new series Resident Evil a 4 out of 10. It's below average TV. And right now, Netflix has a lot better zombie shows like Kingdom, Black Summer, and All of Us Are Dead. So if you haven't watched those shows yet, definitely go check them out. They'll provide you guys with much better narrative and story-driven zombie shows, so definitely go look at those. So that was my short review on Netflix's new series, Resident Evil. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps me and my channel out